a little askew.
I know. Well, he was knocked askew. I mean, he didn't put himself askew. He's knocked askew from that backside, getting hit and then getting knocked into the ground. And then he got that ball into Kevin Alexander. Watch this.
But the ball bounced. Apparently, it's incomplete.
But that's throwing into a crowd. I mean, he still got it through all those guys and all those coverage guys, and he threw that from a position of askew.
Yeah, it did hit the ground too. Here's Brown back in the pocket. Has some time this time and throws over the head of David Patton. So the Giants punting unit will come on.
You know, you look at the difference between offense and defense, and to play offense you really need 11 guys all on the same page, all playing together. Now defense, you can put in guys and they don't all have to play together.
72 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
There was a flag on the play called against Oben.
On Robin Oben, yeah, the left tackle of the Giants. But it's hard to play offense if guys haven't worked together and played together and all that. Now defense, you can do it. So when you get a mixture of guys playing offense that haven't played together, the defense really has a big advantage.
Cowboys came with an attempt to block the punt, which takes a Cowboy bounce and out of bounds at about the 25. Here is, in my opinion at least, the biggest reason for the Giants' success this year, that turnover ratio.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, those are the things that they've done well, and they've done that by playing real strong defense and aggressive and pursue and doing all those things. And
Wade Wilson, the Cowboy quarterback, and he fumbles the exchange from center. And again, the Giants say we got it. And again, they're correct.
This is unbelievable. This is a definition of sloppy football, and I don't care. I don't care what you. There's no reason for this. I mean, Wade Wilson is a 17-year vet, and to come in, when you do these kinds of things, you just are not ready to compete. You're not ready to play football.
You don't want to play.
And whether you blame the center or the quarterback or whomever, this is about as sloppy. When you can't get that part of the football playing done, then you are not really into this game.
It's time to really take a closer look at what's going on. Stoltenberg is back at center. Eric Lane gets the carry. And here we go. Leon Lett and Roman Oben. The whistle didn't bother them.
The guy that had the penalty. Remember the last time the Giants had the ball. Let's just look at that last exchange again. You see Wade Wilson has his right hand up there, and the ball hits him right in the right hand. Now Clay Shiver has to take out, so Clay Shiver is going forward. Wade Wilson is coming backward, but the ball did hit him in the right hand.
Eric Pegram gets the carry down to about the 21.
You wonder how you can play the 16th regular season game. They say the season's too long. They have too many preseason games.
Of your 17th year?
Yeah, training camp is too long. They say all those things. And, well, if you're going to make that argument, then you better be able to get a snap.
Well, I don't think you can make that argument.
No, I don't either. I mean, I think they need the preseason. I think they need training camp. I think they need to practice during the week.
Everybody has to expect to play every week. Here's Dave Brown. He's going to take off with it. And he's hit down outside the 20. Chad Henning.
We talked about the Giants centers, and look at this. Remember Brian Williams? He was kind of their leader, and he was going to be their center, and then he had the eye injury, and he's out for the year. And then they went to Jerry Reynolds, and he hurt his knee, and then to Derek Engler, and he broke an ankle. And then Lance Scott, he's really done a pretty good job in there. And now we're playing with Brian Stoltenberg. He's the 5th center to play, but Lance Scott is their regular center, and he's filled in And I've watched him on film, and he's doing a pretty good job.
So from 38 yards out, and he pulled it. No good. It's still 20-7. We're in the third quarter. 2:43 left to play in the third. Emmett Smith looking on. Next Sunday, I guess the best thing you could do, John, is check your local listings to find out where you're going to be.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know you're going to be one of two places. You're either going to be in the Meadowlands with the Giants. They'll probably be playing Minnesota. Or you're going to be at Tampa Bay, where it looks like the Tampa Bay Bucks will host the Detroit Lions, unless Minnesota or Detroit loses and the Redskins win.
Well,
and
the Redskins are winning.
Yeah, and then Minnesota, Detroit has to lose, and that would put the Redskins in. But
so it looks like you'll head either for Tampa or New York.
Well, I don't know where I'm going, or when I'm going, or how I'm going, because. You know what happened to me this morning? And
I do.
Lo and behold, I wake up this morning, my bus is broke. My bus went and it turned off and didn't turn back on, and we can't make the bus go.
Well, it rained all day yesterday, and it rained hard. And the last thing I heard about the condition of the bus was that Sherman Williams, the ball carrier, ran into Wade Wilson. Last thing I heard was they had put new fuel in the bus, which had some water in it. Now, I don't know if it's rainwater or what.
Yeah, but the bus is broke. I mean, the bus still goes.
But
so
we came in a car, I know that.
So now you have someone that doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know when he's going, or doesn't know how he's going.
Stick around, and you and I can fly to wherever we're going.
We'd stick around the rest of our lives, I guarantee you, and it would never take off. That's what I know.
Somebody won a contest earlier this year. Here's Wade Wilson throwing for Michael Irvin, incomplete. Somebody won a contest, and the challenge was the person who could sound the most like John Madden with a 747 taking off from the airport. And the winner of the contest, all they did was scream.
Yeah, that's right. Scott Galbraith down there, the Dallas Cowboy backup tight end that they're working on.
And that puts them down to one tight end, David LaFleur. Eric Bjornsson out with a broken leg. Catch signal for by Amani Toomer. Going in, we are informed for x-rays on his ribs.
These are the types of things that, Jim Fossil talked about, that you want to play. You want to play well, you want to win, and you don't want to get anyone hurt. That's the balancing act he's talking about.
That's Eric Lane. It's hard to play and not get hurt.
No. There's only one way to play. I mean, you have to play, and you have to play all out, and you have to give everything you can. And
there's a guy we were talking about before, playing on two very, very bad knees, Tony Tolbert.
Yeah, I don't know if those knees have any more in them.
I don't either.
Because when to play defensive line, you have to be able to bend your knees, and you always have to play in a bent knee position. And Tony Tolbert is having trouble bending his knees.
Brown gives to Lane again. Lane gets up near a first down.
That's always a good sign when a guy runs up the tunnel. I mean, the bad news is you see Corey Miller, your starting linebacker, go in the tunnel. That's the bad news. The guy's going in the tunnel while they're still playing football. But the good news is he was running.
One of the great rewards, I think, of winning your division and finishing with the best record is the week off at the end of the season, like the Packers have, like the 49ers have.
And the Giants are going to win their division, but they aren't going to have that, because they're going to have to host a wild card game next week.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Giants 20, the Cowboys 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. To you. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Dave Brown gives to Eric Lane again.
Dude, they're really playing a 8-man up now. Omar Stoutmeyer is a strong safety now, 24 for the Cowboys, and he not only got up there and read it, he just blitzed. He just ran right into the hole because the Giants are trying to make a short game out of this, and the Cowboys know it, so they're just playing run. Watch Stoutmeyer right here. I mean, this is a run, and he just runs right into the hole, and he stops them before they have a chance. So that's the eighth man playing aggressive on your side of the ball.
Brad Maynard back to punt for the Giants, and Kevin Mathis, who almost broke one the last punt return, but was called back by penalty. Mathis fields it. Jumps away from one Giant tackler, but not that one. At the 40, he's taken down. Flag on the play again.
That was way over on the other side. The return is to this side. The flag was way over on the other side, and this one's going to be against the punting team. This is going to be against the Giants here.
Boy, you look around Texas Stadium and you see a lot of blue, a lot of empty seats, not the team colors.
Ineligible member of the kicking team, number 47
people
downfield. The penalty is declined. First down.
Getting an early start home. And there are quite a few who didn't come at all. Both knees bandaged. Tony Tolbert has replaced Wade Wilson. 1st and 10 at their own 43 for Dallas. LaFleur's the move man. Didn't fumble the snap. Gets it to LaFleur.
You know, the interesting thing here about this Dallas Cowboy offense is Michael Irvin hasn't caught a pass in this game. And he has a string of 107 games with a reception. So I'll guarantee you that, this, game is as close to being over as you can get, but he's in there politicking to get a ball. He's not going to leave this football field until he catches a pass.
That was a 2-yard gain from Garrett to LaFleur. 2nd 8. That's Sherman Williams. Got a blocker in front. 1st down, Dallas. And again for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at the Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Pat, you saw the Washington Phillies score. Here's how it happened. Charlie Garner up and over. That brought them within 3. The 2-point conversion is good. It is now a 3-point game in Washington. 6:20 left. Vikings on top by 18 over the Colts. Back to Pat and John.
How about the job Randall Cunningham has done?
I was just going to say, isn't that something? A year ago, Randall Cunningham wasn't even playing, and today he throws 4 touchdown passes.
Sherman Williams again. That's near another 1st down for Dallas. Percy Ellsworth made the stop.
I think Jason Garrett is in there audibleizing. That's one of the things you can go and you just call a run, and you'll read the defense, and if they're overloaded to your right, you run to the left. If they're overloaded to your left, then you run to the right. And that's what I think Jason Garrett has done on these last 2 plays here.
There is a very expensive telephone operator there.
Yeah. You know what he gave?
Aikman.
You know what he gave his offensive lineman this week? He gave him an airline ticket, a set of luggage, champagne, and a roadside kit to his lineman.
A toolkit.
Yeah, toolkit, roadside toolkit. And that airline ticket, they can go anywhere they want to. See, he doesn't know how to do this. He's not very experienced. He doesn't work this side of the deal much. In fact, I think he needs that roadside toolkit. And then he still doesn't have the headset on.
You don't have to just use it on the roadside. You could use it anywhere.
Toolkit?
Yeah, it's got everything in it.
Does it have like a monkey wrench and stuff in there?
Yes, it does. Sherman Williams trying to get the 1st down. Don't think he got it.
I think Jerry Jones is going to make a lot of moves in this offseason, but I think the nucleus is still here for this Cowboy team. I think offensively and defensively, and they have to get some new players. There'll probably be some changing in the coaching, but I don't think he's going to do it today or tomorrow or the next day.
Sherman Williams, that's the 1st down to the 20. Jerry's walking up and down the sidelines like a coach would.
Yeah, I know it is. I mean, he's trying to get anything. Just get something going. You know, just will him to win. Will him to play well. Have something. You know, have something to build on. You know, find someone in there that is happy. And this guy here isn't very happy.
No, he's feeling bad.
Yeah, find someone in there that can make you happy, that can make you feel good about what you're going to do in the offseason, about what you're going to do next year.
Summerall in front of Sherman Williams. Sherman again. Belts in town, inside. The nucleus, Michael Irvin is one of those.
Well, and he's the playmaker, but he hasn't made any plays today. I mean, Jason Sehorn did an excellent job against him, and as of this point, Michael Irvin has yet to catch a pass.
No catches, no yards.
And that's not all Michael Irvin. I mean, part of that is the line really hasn't blocked that well, and you know, anyone else hasn't gone over, and you know, and the Giant defense has had a lot to say about that.
Second and 9.
Sehorn.
Second and 9. Pass incomplete from Garrett to Nicky Sualua. There's Bill Bates, and what a performer he's been. This may or may not be his last contest. He wants to play some more.
Yeah, and you look for 15 years, and Bill Bates came into this league and undrafted, and you know, there was no chance that he was going to make the team.
He defined the word special teams player.
And he also defined the word, you know, playing over your head.
Yeah.
You know, overachiever. I mean, all those things, but, you know, tough football player and a real gentleman.
3rd and 9. Clock running. Garrett. The rush comes for Jason Garrett, and down he goes.
Yeah, that was Bernard Holsey there.
Yep.
Holsey played right end. Then they took Strahan out, and they moved Holsey over to left end. And Holsey's playing out here, and he starts up, and then he does a stunt here. You see, this is what, you know, we call an end tackle stunt. You see the tackle comes out, and Holsey right there. You see when he goes to the inside and he breaks free, it almost looks like a blitzing linebacker.
And the red zone woes that have haunted the Cowboys all year long come out of hiding again, and they'll try a field goal. Richie Cunningham, who's done a whale of a job, misses. And that's the kind of year it's been from 44 yards. Sad times for Dallas. There's the Moose. What a part of the success of the Dallas Cowboys in recent years he has been. Darrell Johnston.
You know, and I think anytime you talk about the Cowboys and their running game and their offensive line, you have to include Moose Johnston, because he was as big a part of that line as any of the linemen were.
Tiki Barber. And there's another guy who really played well, without much notice, without a lot of notoriety, but played very steady at a position that's very difficult to play, left tackle. Mark Tuinei.
Yeah, he was a real warrior, and you don't know if any of those guys are going to be back.
Right.
I mean, Bill Bates says he would like to play again. You don't know if Mark Tuinei will, but what a great career Mark Tuinei had. And when you talk about tough guys, all the Cowboys will tell you he was the toughest.
Yep. Nobody crossed him. Here's Dave Brown, throws it out of bounds. And Darrell Johnston says and has said that his surgery was very successful and that he does want to come back and play again. But with the back surgery and the neck surgery that he had, a lot of people are very apprehensive about that.
Especially the type of job that he does. I mean, you know, the type of blocking, a fullback, the lead blocking on that draw play, everything that he does and every block that he makes, he has to lead with his head.
And did. 3rd and 11.
And did better than most.
Brown tried to dump it over the middle. Intended for Tiki Barber, but didn't find the target.
Now you see these guys here. You see Strahan there, and regular defensive players that aren't in there that have already been taken out. They're starting to think of next week already. It's tough, you know, start getting revved up for it and start getting revved up for the Vikings.
But the coaching staff needs to know, to start getting game plans ready and start their preparation so they might be able to advance. This is Mathis. Kevin Mathis. Slowed up by Brad Maynard, the kicker, and that enabled the rest of the coverage to catch up with him.
That was a heck of a play by Maynard, just doing that, getting out there and holding his ground and being able to make that play in the open field. This is pretty good.
Yep.
Where you get your feet squared, your shoulders squared, and you make him make a move and hold him up until your friends get there.
45-yard return.
I don't know.
Dallas 7, the Cowboys ball at the Giant 35. Sherman Williams and Herschel Walker were the two backs. The ball goes to Herschel. And Herschel gets inside the 25, gets a first down. Scott Gallion made the stop.
I wonder what Michael Strahan told Bernard Halsey when he went out and told him to take a little of this Eric Williams right here.
Yep.
Watch Eric Williams, how he gets in the huddle. He even has a different stance in the huddle. He kind of gets all cockeyed, and sometimes he'll even take a knee.
Can't keep his shirt in.
No, big guys can't. But now he has Halsey instead of Strahan.
322.
Garrett, intended for Michael Irvin, incomplete. You know, you talk about coaches of the year and who did the best job. Certainly Jim Fossil would have to be one of our nominees, but there are a lot of them around the league who've done outstanding job. None better than he, I think.
I think that he's done an outstanding job coming in there. You know, he didn't have a lot to work with, and no one picked this team. I mean, you know,
yeah.
I remember if I had to say, I would have picked them in the bottom.
Dead last.
Then they start off 1-3, and you know, and everyone says, "I told you so. I told you they weren't a good team," and then they come to win the division, and boy, he deserves a heck of a lot of credit.
Garrett rolls out. Gets it to Scott Galbraith. Yesterday we spoke to Giant head coach Jim Fossil about the reasons for the team's success this season.
Well, our signature in the game has got to be, as it has been all year, that's run the football, stop the other team's run, win the turnover battle. When we play physical in the trenches, we control the line of scrimmage, we make the other team make mistakes, and that's what I'd really like to see us do, is play a smart game, force them into errors, capitalize on their mistakes, and play aggressively.
And that's what they've done. Sherman Williams down to the 6, a flag on the play.
You know, and that's one of the biggest things. I've always said that, you know, we talk about the game, and it's a passing game, it's a quarterback's game, and it really is. But until you can do those things, you have to be able to run the ball. But the most important thing, I think, is stopping the run. If you're going to be a championship team,
10-yard penalty, still first down.
You're going to be a championship team, you have to stop the run. And the Cowboys just a couple of years ago were a championship team, and they lost players, and then they lost confidence, and
they got older,
and they don't have much going for them now. But you know, but you can't use that excuse of losing players, because
everybody
that's
does.
One thing. You know, the Giants have lost a lot of players. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries, but you know what I like about the Giants? They don't talk about it.
Here's Garrett, just does get rid of it. Across the middle. Pass caught by Michael Irvin, and that's his first of the day. So his streak stays alive. 108 consecutive games now in which he's caught a pass.
And you knew that they were going to get him the ball, and there was some way that he was going to catch a pass. Watch Jason Garrett, though. Watch his hit that he takes from that backside just as he throws the ball. Whew.
2nd and 14. Garrett again. Wheels it outside to Walker, who makes the catch and goes out of bounds at about the 13-yard line by Scott Galen.
And again, it's the same guy. That's Antonio Edwards. Watch him come again from this side. He's going to come right here, And he's a guy that hit Jason Garrett before. And watch him right here. Boom, he hits Jason Garrett just as he throws the ball. He's beaten Larry Allen, who I think is one of the best offensive linemen of football, but more as a guard than as a tackle. But he's beaten him twice in a row, Antonio Edwards has.
Playing in a different position. He picked for the Pro Bowl basically on his play at guard, but that's a different game at left tackle.
I bet Edwards doesn't beat him on this one.
No, he didn't. Pass is caught by LaFleur. LaFleur gets to the 10. That's not enough for a first down. Stopped by Conrad Hamilton. Eric Williams and Agnew, Ray Agnew. And they're going to go for this when no field goal team makes the appearance.
Well, there's no reason to kick a field goal when you got 5 minutes left to go in your season. Your record is 6-9. You're about ready to go 6-10. This is big for this Giant defense. These guys that are in there playing, they're going to go after the Cowboys on this play.
Galbraith was the move man. He stays in the block and now checks out. And Jason Garrett rolled right into the sack by Agnew.
You knew that they were going to go. I mean, if they wanted that defense wanted that, they said, we're not going to get him here. Let him go on 4th down. Heck with it. We came in their house. We came in here. The Giants said, we've lost a lot of games here, but today isn't going to be the day. We're going to go after him. We're going to get him. We're going to stay after him all day, and they have.
4:54 left to play. 20-7, the Giants lead it. 20-7. Felipe Sparks. They hope he'll be back when the playoffs start next week. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. First down at the 20. Dave Brown gets to Tiki Barber, and Barber strides past the first down marker. And they'll move the sticks. Associate director is Mike Roig. Broadcast associates Fran Morrison and Charles McDonald. The technical producer is Bob Mueller. Studio is produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. And there's a Cowboy down. I think it's Brock Marion, who's had a really, really fine year. One of the few Cowboys who did. But he and Darren Woodson, those two safeties, really stood out.
Yeah, there he is right there. You see him making the tackle and falling right there. In fact, he ran right into someone on the Giant sideline. It wasn't a Giant player. It was someone in civilian clothes. I mean, that's one thing that if you're going to be on the sidelines, you have to learn to get out of the way when the players come, and you have to give them a free sideline.
Well, Brock had a bad shoulder, and he landed right on that shoulder.
I mean, the Giants didn't do a very good job of clearing that sideline when Brock Marion was coming over there, and he hit one of their guys standing there.
A little bit more that we know about next week. It'll be Detroit, Washington, or Minnesota at Tampa Bay. Next Sunday, the coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern time, and John, looks like you'll be heading south.
Okay, so I know where I'm going now. Just don't know how I'm going to get there.
Or who's
because I got a broken bus. But or
who you
I
have
don't
to
know
study
who's
for.
going to play.
Yeah.
No, well, Tampa Bay. Then I know this: if Detroit wins, it'll be Detroit at Tampa Bay.
Brock Marion headed for the sideline, and again, it's been a very, very fine year for Brock Marion. 1st and 10 Giants at their own 37. Tiki Barber again looking for someplace to go, runs into Chad Hennings. Look at Brock Marion as he came out on the sidelines in front of the Giant bench.
Yeah, and the thing that you have to know when you're on the sideline is you have to know and feel them coming, and you can't just stand there like that. I mean, you have to get out of the way. Everyone, has to back up. See right in there, he rolls into a Giant coach who
and Charles
didn't
Way
look like he was looking, and Charles Way, who didn't look like he was looking. That's one thing. If you're going to be on the sideline, I know this from having been in my life, you have to have your head on a swivel.
Final score: the Buccaneers beat the Bears 31-15 in Tampa.
There's 3 generations of Buchanans.
Yeah.
Buck Buchanan there in the middle, the equipment
And there's
man,
another generation.
Forever. And his son, who's the equipment man now for the Dallas Cowboys, and then his son. 3 generations of Bucks.
Tell you what, back to when the Cowboys when they came into the NFL back in 1960, Buck Buchanan was there, and could he tell some stories?
He probably still can. I saw him. It was pouring down rain yesterday, and he was walking in the facility doing something. So I thought he was retired, and he said, well, his wife's tired of him, so she kicks him out of the house all the time.
Hard to retire.
And the only place old Buck knows to go is to the Cowboys locker room.
Just went in
and equipment room.
Pack a bag.
I think that's where old Buck's heading right now, to the Cowboy locker room.
Tiki Barber knocked backwards.
We talk about the job that the Cowboys have to do, but how about the job that the Giants did? And in building this team, and and George Young, and and his staff, they took a lot of heat that that they weren't getting the players, and that the game had passed George Young by, and then quietly he went. He hired this guy, Jim Fossil. He got the players. And then look at this team that they built. I mean, he built it through the draft. 37 draft picks, 25 free agents.
George has always believed that's the way you build, through the draft. But of course, the complexion of the game has changed.
Yeah, but George has shown that his way still works.
Yeah.
And in the end, George is there, and he's not the type of guy who's going to come and say, "Hey, look at me," or any of those types of things. But I know right now that George Young, I know that Wellington Mara, and Bob Tisch, they're very, very proud of the job that they did and the way they did it.
And George Young might be headed for a position in the league office, as Kevin Mathis watches the ball sail over his head and be downed at the 14. Coming up next after football, don't miss the world's best freestyle aerial artists and mogul masters as they compete to see who will be crowned king of the hill. It's the sprint bumps and jumps coming up next here on Fox. And right now on Fox, the final moments of this NFC Eastern match between the Giants and the Cowboys. It looks like the Giants, one of the things that they all talked about when we met with them yesterday was, we'd like to be the first team to go through the NFC East season undefeated, and they've just about accomplished that purpose.
And the other thing is, winning 10 games is big too. Winning your division is big. Being in the playoffs, all those things, and then dominating Dallas is big.
Michael Irvin makes the catch from Jason Garrett.
For years, the dominant team in that division, of course, had been the Dallas Cowboys. So when you can beat them, and beat them twice, and win the division, then that's a feeling of accomplishment, because you're very close to a Super Bowl now, because just 2 years ago, these Cowboys won the Super Bowl.
Steve Cypress now playing right guard next to Eric Williams. Could be looking at an offensive line of the future. Here's Jason Garrett. Drops it out to Sherman Williams, and Sherman gets far enough for a first down.
And that's one thing the Cowboys are going to have to get back to, is an offensive line and a running game and those kinds of things, because that's what really happened. If you look at the evolution, because they couldn't run, then they opened the formations, and then they got the blitzes, and they couldn't handle the blitzes.
Incomplete, intended for Stepford Williams. Jason Garrett. There's another guy who's been here twice, Tony Casillas. This might be his last game. As you can see, Washington 35, Philadelphia 32. So the Redskins kept their hopes alive.
And they just have to wait now for the results of Minnesota and Detroit, because Washington had to win their game, which they did, and to get into playoffs, they need a loss by either Detroit, who plays later today, or Minnesota, who's playing right now.
Detroit plays the Jets. And they might have the most difficult task as far as opposition's concerned. The pass complete to Stepford Williams from Garrett. A lot of people have asked for a long, long time, why isn't, well, the hat's already made.
Well, they had the hats made last week.
Yeah.
When they won last week and they won their division, those hats came out then, and they're just staying out because they're Eastern Division champions.
A lot of people wondered why Jason Garrett is not the #2 quarterback as far as the Cowboys are concerned. It's Wade Wilson instead. And the reason they always give you is it's arm strength. He just doesn't have the arm strength to be the #1 backup man.
But he's a good third guy,
Yeah.
because he's very smart, and you know, and he works with Troy Aikman. He, you know, calls the plays in, works it, you know, does those kinds of things. And Barry Switzer, I wonder what thoughts are going through his mind now. I wonder if he's thinking that maybe he's in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of his Cowboy career.
He'll always be able to say, well, I won a Super Bowl his first year.
And he'll be able to say he won a lot of games.
Yep.
I mean, you know, when you look at records and coaching records, Barry Switzer, you know, at college and the pros has had great records.
Unmatched.
And, you know, and you hate to talk about, you know, what's going to happen to someone, because, you know, I mean, a lot of these things are, you know, are people's lives. I mean, you know, people throw these things around like this assistant coach is going to go, or that assistant coach, or you know, all these changes are going to make. But you have to realize that, you know, that these coaches are people too.
Yep.
And, you know, they have families, and this is a big thing.
That's Barber. He gets around the corner. There's just exactly what you were talking about. These are people who need to be able to say what's going to happen from now on, and get on with, if this is the end in Dallas, a new job.
Yeah, and you know, and you throw things around and forget that they are human beings. That, you know, again, that you know that they have homes and families and moving, and you know, it's easy just to criticize and jump on someone, but it's a pretty big deal.
(20-7), the Giants lead the Cowboys. 2 minutes to go at Texas Stadium. Giant ball at the Cowboys 23.
Yeah, you look at that sideline and you just realize how much fun winning is. You know, everyone is having fun now.
Tiki Barber to about the 16. On the other side, it doesn't look so happy. But on this side, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you know, that's why you play. I mean, they talk about, you know, professional, and they make a lot of money and big salaries and all that. But winning is what it's all about. And if you win, you know, all those other things go away. It doesn't make any difference. And when you lose, doggone, there's no one that can help you.
Bill Bates, I'm sure, will be somewhere in the Cowboy organization. If he's not in uniform, I'm sure he'll be around somewhere. He's the kind of cornerstone you'd like to build whatever on. Barber runs into Antonio Anderson.
For the Cowboys, it's a finality, you know, knowing that they're in their last minute. And for the Giants, it's still life. I mean,
it's
you know,
rekindle
that,
time.
yeah, that you have a life, and then you get into the playoffs. Then you step it up another notch. I mean, you know, that you have, you know, preseason play, and then they just swept the division.
Swept the Cowboys.
They swept the Cowboys. They swept the division. Tito Wooten must have been thinking about that. He had to put some thought in that. Hey, let me have a broom, because I want to show that we're sweeping stuff this year.
That's good. Barber again. The first NFC East team to go undefeated in their own division for an entire season. They, of course, had the tie with the Redskins, but did not lose. And Barry Switzer walks off, maybe for the final time as the head coach of that man's team, Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, as Jerry Jones says, he had some hard decisions. One of them won't be Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman is going to be back and be the quarterback of the Cowboys next year. But what a job this man's done. Jim Fossil, winning 10 games with this team is amazing.
It really is. There's Darrell Johnston over offering his congratulations.
So sometimes you win your division, you go into the playoffs, and just chills are going through you as you walk off the field like that, and you just want to laugh.
Right now, let's go down to the sidelines and Michael Ducey with Mike Strahan.
All right, Pat, thank you. Michael Strahan, what does it mean to the New York Giants to get this victory to cap this kind of a season?
Big. I mean, especially going into the playoff, we need the momentum. But not only that, we haven't beaten these guys since '89 in Dallas. And this is who everybody has always measured themselves against. And to come here and win in Dallas, I mean, we can't ask for any more than that.
Lots of emotion on that field today.
A lot of emotion, you know. Guys, we fought hard all year. These guys have played hard all year, and it boiled down. We were looking forward to this game at the beginning. And to come in and win this at the end of the season, it doesn't matter if it counted or not. We're extremely happy.
What do the Giants have to do to make a real run in the postseason?
Continue to play well. I think the first units went out today and played extremely well. And the longer we can keep that going, I think we got as good a chance as anybody else.
Michael Strahan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mike Ducey with Michael Strahan. Thank you, Mike. This play of the game is brought to you by Energizer, Rodney Hampton. And he made the touchdown look easy. Rodney Hampton back after spending most of the year on the injured list. So the final score here at Texas Stadium is the Giants 20, the Cowboys 7. Coming up on the NASDAQ postgame report, we'll get you up to date on all the scores from around the league. Also, our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all next on the NASDAQ postgame report.
He's a